What is up, Sports Kita, YouTube, and Kliqpod Nation? As always, thank you for joining me, your boy JG, and we're back for another episode of What Did We Learn from Monday Night Raw? Before we get into the show, I want to say a quick happy Veterans Day to my mother and all the veterans out there across the world. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate what you guys do. And Mom, I love you. You are absolutely amazing. One of our biggest supporters. I can't thank you enough. But with that being said, the first thing we learned on last night's Monday Night Raw is Braun Strowman has demands, and those demands will be met if he and the Raw squad are victorious at Survivor Series. So last night, we actually start the show off with a match, and we get a tag team battle royal, which includes a ton of tag teams. But before this match could really kick off and we could really get anywhere, we get Braun Strowman coming down to the ring, literally demolishing every tag team out there, and about to take the show hostage. Pulls out the chair, sits down, grabs the microphone, starts to speak. While he's speaking, Stephanie McMahon comes down to the ring, lets him know he's not going to hijack Raw. She understands why he's so upset. But right now, he needs to be focused on SmackDown. And initially, Braun tells her, I don't care about your brother. I don't care about SmackDown. I don't care about Survivor Series. I just want Corbin. With that being said, this gives Stephanie McMahon the idea to offer Braun Strowman literally whatever it is he wants, as long as the Raw team is victorious at SmackDown. With that being said, Braun gives us a little dabble into his mind what he wants. He wants the rematch versus Brock Lesnar. God, no, please help us. But he also wants to get his hands on Baron Corbin's, and he chooses the stipulations. With TLC being around the corner after Survivor Series, I expect to see possibly a last man standing match. Could it get to that? We'll have to tune in to find out. Then continue on with the show. We learn that Ember Moon is buried, just like the rest of the NXT stars that come up to the main roster. So for, I don't even know what, the third week in a row, we watch Ember Moon take another huge L, this time to Tamina, accompanied by Nia Jax. And it just got me to thinking, Ember is this amazing talent. She should literally be one of your highlights of Monday night, especially in the women's division, but not only the women's division, but I mean the entire show itself. Instead, we see her in a match with Tamina. She doesn't look strong at all in the match. Tamina hits a frog splash, wins 1, 2, 3, and then we continue to see another beatdown of Ember Moon by Nia Jax and Tamina. And for me, guys, it's once again, I just feel at this point Ember Moon's buried. It's going to take a while to resurrect her back. Then we find out that Dean Ambrose feels the Shield is what made him weak. So in an amazing promo, probably one of the highlights to my night for Monday Night Raw, we seen Dean Ambrose finally speak up, finally give the reason behind his action. Talked about how everybody pretty much seen him as maybe the illegitimate Shield member. But in Dean's mind, he feels that Seth and Roman just held him back and made him weak. So with that being said, we know as of now, the Shield Brethren is no longer. We are seeing it completely cut at the umbilical cord. What is on Dean's mind and what will be Dean's next move as we continue on in this amazing storyline? For me personally, if you check out this week's Survivor Series prediction show, you will actually hear what I think is going to be the outcome, because I do think Dean Ambrose will be involved at the Survivor Series match between Shinsuke Nakamura, the Intercontinental Champion, the United States Champion, versus Seth Rollins, the Intercontinental Champion. Then, could it be true? Did we really find out last night that Finn Balor is the best on Raw? So, coming off of last week's absolute embarrassment of Kurt Angle, Drew McIntyre leads Dolph Ziggler down to the ring. They take their 2 seconds inside of the ring, and damn, did it hurt to hear Drew just cut down Kurt Angle. With that being said, we get Finn Balor coming down to the ring, and Drew confronts him. Drew confronts him about, did Finn really think Drew was going to save him last week? Finn just laughs this off, knows he wasn't there to save him. That being said, this sets up a match between Finn and Dolph, because Drew states, yo, if Finn can beat Dolph, then maybe Drew will lower his standards and he will take on Finn Balor. So once again, this leads to a match between Finn Balor and Dolph Ziggler. Crazily enough, Dolph comes out victorious. So with that being said, in the World Cup tournament just being a week behind us, with Dolph Ziggler actually finishing what? Second technically, but the first on Raw. Does tonight win by Finn Balor make Dolph Ziggler the best on Raw? Just asking you guys, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Finn's the best on Raw? Do you think Finn actually stands a chance during against Drew McIntyre? For me, I don't even think it should be a competition. Drew should just mop the floor with this guy. No disrespect to Finn, but right now, Drew could carry the program himself, if you ask me. The next thing we learned on last night's Monday Night SmackDown is the Riot Squad's too much for an emotional Natalya. So a week removed from Natalya having her father, Jim the Anvil Neidhart's sunglasses that he traditionally wore down to the ring, having them broken in front of her by Ruby Riott and the Riot Squad come out to address this situation. And at first I felt Ruby did an excellent job of making you feel as though she was sympathetic of her actions. But we find out quickly that Ruby felt no regret. She felt no remorse. And matter of fact, she enjoyed it. And with that being said, we hear Natalya's music hit as Sarah and Liv walk up to try to confront Natalya before she can get to Ruby Riott. Natalya ambushes Ruby Riott, but this only leads to a 3-on-1 beatdown, and Natalya, which we actually find out later in the show, is a member of Team SmackDown's women's team. Crazily enough. The next thing, and probably the most disappointing thing we learned last night on Monday Night Raw, was, man, Chad Gable and Bobby Roode out-survive the rest of the tag teams in the Tag Team Battle Royal, and now they're team captains for Team Tags Raw. So last night, later in the show, we get the redo to the Battle Royal that was supposed to kick off the show. Chad Gable and Bobby Roode walk away victorious. This victory leads to them being the team captains for Team Raw for the tag team side of it, the 10-on-10 tag match. So, why? Why them of all people? Man, why not the Revival? Why not, and I know I'm crazy for this, but why not the Ascension? I think Victor would have been a perfect team captain for Team Raw. But with that being said, man, we can't change the outcomes. All we could do is accept and move on. So with that being said, we find out Gable and Roode, captains to Team Tag Raw. Also last night, we get an appearance by Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, calling out AJ Styles. A semi-shitty build-up to Survivor Series. I don't know. It was about that quick for me. Wasn't nothing I personally would write home about. But during this, we do get Jinder Mahal coming out trying to let Brock know that, hey, Brock, a year ago I actually lost to AJ at this time, but when I lost, I corrected my inner mantra, and now look where I am. So let me help you, Brock. With that being said, man, rest in peace to the Singh brothers, because they are absolutely destroyed by Brock Lesnar. If I've ever felt bad for two people, it is Sunil and his brother. the Singh brothers. Sorry, guys. Man, I hope they give you really nice headstones. That was a blurter. Then, man, continuing on, we learn that once again, Lio Rush shows why he's such an amazing manager for Bobby Roode. Not only putting Bobby Lashley, putting Bobby Lashley first and foremost, but also assisting him in a win over Elias to become the 5th member to Team Raw. For me, guys, I really like what Lio Rush is doing on the mic. I know he annoys everybody, and that's his job, to annoy the living crap out of you. With that being said, I still find Lashley a little boring for me personally, but I do think he was a perfect fit to Team Raw. Congratulations, Bobby Lashley. Better luck next time, Elias. Then, the most important thing we learned on last night's Monday Night Raw. Are you ready for this? Because it doesn't even have to do with Raw. That once again, Becky Lynch proves she is the man. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, if this is your first time tuning into one of our videos, or you've seen multiple of our videos, I want to let you know, for a while now, ever since JD from NY206, which is fantastic, please go check him out, guys. That is who I love to watch. That's my personal pleasure. But with that being said, in one of his episodes, he gave the idea of Stone Cold Becky Lynch. For me, it took off for there. I actually have a video that I have never even shown yet that breaks down why that was Stone Cold Becky Lynch. And think about this. I did this way before Evolution. I think we did this coming out of SummerSlam. So, nah, maybe not SummerSlam. At least the last couple months. So I have been on this. But last night, Becky Lynch solidifies herself as Stone Cold Becky Lynch, man. So we get, all of a sudden, the cameras cut to the back. We see Becky Lynch with Ronda Rousey in the disarmor. Ronda is completely helpless. I absolutely love this look. Then we see the man herself walk down to the ring, 1-on-7, ready to confront everybody, throwing her arms up in the air, saying the champ is here. All of a sudden we see Team SmackDown ambush Team Raw, which we find out Team Raw consists of what? Nia Jax, Natalya, Ruby Riott, Tamina, and Mickie James. Get completely ambushed by Team SmackDown. During the melee, Nia Jax cold cocks Becky Lynch in the nose. This literally breaks Becky Lynch's nose. Not only this, blood is gushing down her face. With blood rushing down her face, Becky never hesitates, continues the mission, grabs a chair, absolutely destroys Team Raw, and then nonchalantly walks through the crowd. And then for me, the best part of the whole entire show was the cutting out camera as we see Becky Lynch standing at the top in the walkway, her music hit, blood dry to her face, with the most badass look on her face, man. So once again, Becky Lynch proves she is the man. And guys, I am in love. If you're new to the channel, man, I love Sienna the Savage. But Sienna, let me let you know, Becky Lynch has come a close second, because damn is this girl doing big things. But with that being said, guys, as always, thank you for joining me for your Monday. What did we learn on Monday Night Raw? Not only that, don't forget, we got, outside of the SmackDown video, we got 2 other videos dropping for the WWE this week. And that's what we learned this week in the WWE, as well as our prediction show for Survivor Series. So please check those out. And as always, if you are not reading me and Dean's articles, what are you doing to yourself? Go do yourself a pleasure. You will thank me later. My man is dropping everything amazing. So that's on Sports Keto. Look up the KliqpodGaming, and you'll find his amazing writings. But with that being said, guys, instead of me just continuing to ramble on, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So as always, please take names, kick ass, and peace.